It is generally accepted that dinosaurs ruled planet Earth for 140 million years. If we want to repeat their record, we will have to live another 140 million years. Therefore, dinosaurs are usually spoken of with respect. However, what if we say that dinosaurs didn't actually rule the planet? At the time when they existed, other animals also lived on Earth, which dinosaurs avoided. Moreover, let's discuss what exactly the dinosaurs were afraid of, and whether they could be tamed by humans. Let's discuss all this in the next couple of minutes. Let's start with a fact that must be taught in schools, even at the 3rd grade level, in order to rid children of false pride. Man is not the owner of the Earth, just as mammoths and even dinosaurs were not its owners. Throughout their power, the dinosaurs never deserved the title of dominators of the planet. Biologically, our Earth is the planet of plants. It was like this long before the advent of dinosaurs, and it remains so to this day. One could go on and on arguing that plants are at the bottom of the food chain and are generally devoid of intelligence, but science is clear on the matter. The total mass of life on Earth is 550 gigatons. A gigaton is a billion tons. Of this total mass, 450 gigatons are plants. Yes, other life forms have been feeding on them throughout history. But let's consider, for example, a giant sequoia. This species appeared 200 million years ago and survived both dinosaurs and other dominators of the past. Most plant species are, in principle, older than any animal, hinting that he who laughs best laughs last. The descendants of the redwoods still stand and say hello to the dinosaurs they are said to have dominated. As for people, our total mass is only 6/100ths of a gigaton. Even if we add the mass of all animals, this is only 2 gigatons, which is 6 times less than the total mass of terrestrial fungi and 35 times less than the mass of all bacteria, which are second in abundance after plants. Let's supplement the above by mentioning that most of the life on Earth is concentrated under the surface, underground. There are 385 times more living beings living there than the total mass of all people combined. The situation with animals has not changed much since the time of the dinosaurs. In general, they were the same dominators as we ourselves. In the era of dinosaurs, there were many animals on Earth that they would not want to face even in a nightmare. Take, for example, the Mosasaurus from the movie Jurassic World. One of these mosasaurs, as shown in the film, ate a genetically modified T-Rex, and this scene has historical validity. However, the size of the mosasaurs in the film was greatly exaggerated. In fact, these marine reptiles rarely exceeded 15 meters. However, there is no doubt that mosasaurs fed on other dinosaurs that fell into the water. The cloven jaws and snake-like mouth structure allowed them to open at 180 degrees and push large prey straight down the throat. In the stomachs of these beauties, similar to the phonic version of modern monitor lizards, the remains of 2-meter sharks, huge turtles, meter-long fish, and even other less fortunate mosasaurs were found. Thus, mosasaurs certainly did not prefer small fish and milkshakes, but found much larger and more dangerous prey for themselves. In general, a random large carnivorous dinosaur encountered would most likely fall prey to a mosasaurus and turn out to be a dead dinosaur. There were also many problems for predators on the surface, and for a long time it was believed that mammals in the age of dinosaurs were small and barely survived. However, in 2022, the theory was confirmed that there was at least one species of mammal that fed on dinosaurs on an ongoing basis. Surprisingly, we are talking about creating a painfully enlarged version of a modern badger. This animal, dubbed a giant badger or Rhipinomys gigantus, was discovered in China's Liaoning province, which was once the dinosaur capital of the world. This size of badgers, about a meter in height and 10-15 kilogram in weight, shows their fearlessness. Researchers were surprised when bones of small dinosaurs were found in the stomachs of several specimens. Against a giant badger, the T-Rex would certainly not stand a chance. However, it is worth noting that most dinosaurs were still small. For example, the Cytosaurus, which was one of the confirmed victims of the giant badger, was about 2 meters long. Of course, badgers mostly hunted cubs and tried to avoid meetings with adults, but this is basically a characteristic of any predator. T-Rex also rarely came into open conflict with Triceratops, preferring to eat their cubs. So the giant badger has absolutely nothing to be ashamed of here. And here we even have a reason to be proud, because our distant relatives, not hiding from dinosaurs in the trees, boldly fought back. They considered lizards as legitimate prey, and so did the ancestors of modern crocodiles. In the era of dinosaurs, crocodiles were much larger than dinosaurs. For example, alligators, very similar to the current ones, reached a length of up to 12 meters and a weight of up to 8 tons. Like dinosaurs, they waited for prey in secluded places to drag it into the water with their powerful jaws, eat it and digest it. There are well-argued articles describing instances where crocodiles have encountered some of the smaller dinosaur species and probably even successfully attacked them on occasion. However, there is no need to talk less about dinosaurs. In addition to turtles, they made up the diet of dinosaurs such as hadrosaurids, sauropods, and even ceratopsians. It is worth noting that the dinosaurs of the day were not full-fledged rivals of predators. Rather, they occupied a vacant hunting niche in coastal areas where giant terrestrial predatory dinosaurs could not physically enter. This allowed the dinosaurs of the day on the teeth to grow to enormous sizes, and only later led to a decrease in their size, which led to the appearance of modern representatives of terrestrial and aquatic forms. Now let's move on to the sky, which was also a dangerous red zone for dinosaurs. However, it is scientifically erroneous to consider pterodactyls and quetzalcoatls as dinosaurs. Pterosaurs, like dinosaurs, belong to the archosaurs, but scientists now separate them into a separate species. This is because pterosaurs have much more in common with birds than with reptiles. One of the largest pterosaurs was so huge that it had a wingspan of 12 meters. Today, among modern birds, the record for wingspan belongs to the wandering albatross with a 4-meter wingspan, but it seems tiny in comparison with the quetzalcoatl. Pterosaurs could fly, although not as well, and likely spent most of their time on Earth looking for prey. Quetzalcoatl, despite being relatively healthy dinosaurs, could easily have a bite to eat with a velociraptor due to its considerable mass and superiority. Although other predatory pterosaurs also flew around the planet, their numbers were large enough to argue that they caused problems for the dinosaurs. However, as always, the real danger for any large animal was not other large animals, as shown in the movies with the battles of Triceratops and Tyrannosaurs. In fact, both animals were much more likely to die from other, smaller creatures. About the same as now lions kill far fewer people than tiny bacteria and viruses. There is much more reason to call pterosaurs the dominators of our Earth. As a result of the study of the sauropod dolly, whose fossils were discovered in Montana, it became known that he suffered from an acute respiratory infection and probably a runny nose, high fever, and breathing problems. Such finds confirm that dinosaurs also got sick, and at least were not inferior to us in terms of disease. Osteosarcoma has also been found in the herbivorous dinosaur Saurosapertus, which is a bone cancer. Thus, dinosaurs also experienced cancer, but it is interesting that large animals, including dinosaurs, had a relatively low incidence of cancer compared to small ones. This phenomenon is known as the Cepeto paradox, and it remains a mystery to scientists. The species of animals we have described provide enough arguments to say that the life of dinosaurs in their era was not easy. They faced various dangers and diseases, which made their existence difficult and not cloudless. As far as fear is concerned, dinosaurs, like their modern relatives such as birds, definitely faced certain fears. They were afraid of parasitic snakes, loud noises, unknown smells, and, of course, people. And although the difference between the reaction of dinosaurs and modern birds to humans is small, this is because the laws of evolution work in principle in the same way for ancient animals as for modern ones. A world with preserved dinosaurs can be easily imagined, partly tamed for meat and eggs, and part of the animals kept in zoos. However, our ancestors would have exterminated the most dangerous and powerful dinosaurs long ago. As happened with giant sloths, you and I are the top predators in the food chain, but that doesn't make us the bosses or kings of the planet. Dinosaurs in the past, and we in the present, are simply different elements of this amazing ecosystem.